Hello again and welcome to episode 5 of What's the Crack. Today and this month through May that we're now in, or just at the beginning of May, the What's the Crack coffee for this month it's a very special coffee to me this. It's the Ethiopia Yirgacheffe Dumerso. Now, this coffee, the natural process Yirgacheffe, is essentially what I blame for my career in specialty coffee. I first came across this coffee and it was that wow moment. I think everybody kind of has it once they get into specialty coffee. They have that wow coffee that just blows their mind. And I remember quite vividly, I was working in London at a coffee shop called the Gentleman Baristas, who since me leaving there have blossomed. I don't think those two things are connected. But they're a great company down in London and they've just started a roastery down there that's doing really well. Anthony, Matilda and the guys are doing fantastic work. So if you're ever in London and fancy a decent coffee, go visit the Gentleman Baristas. They've got quite a few shops about. But I remember when I was working in their very, very first shop, this must have been maybe 5 years ago now. And Anthony gave me a coffee, didn't tell me what it was, and I tasted it and tried it and it was just bursting with blueberry and lime and so many complex flavours going on. And afterwards he told me it was a natural processed Yirgacheffe from Dumerso, and I was just blown away. And that is what kind of started my, let's say, obsession with specialty coffee and forced me to go and find more about it. And I mean, we're still talking 4 or 5 years back, there wasn't really that much information out there still. You had to kind of go and dig for it. And, you know, I'd been home roasting for three or so years prior to this anyway. So the obvious next step for me was to find everything I could about specialty coffee and this natural process Yirgacheffe that was just blowing my mind, and then go and roast it and just see what I could do. And that's how I ended up going into roasting, and how I've ended up where I am now is because of this one coffee in that coffee shop. So yes, I completely blame a natural process Yirgacheffe for my career in specialty coffee and my obsession with amazing coffees. If you've tried a natural Yirgacheffe or a natural Ethiopian before, you'll kind of know the basic flavours that you're getting. You're going to get some kind of like crazy funky blueberry muffin type flavours going on. You'll find some banana flavours as well. There's all sorts going on in this. With this particular Dumerso, you find like juicy nectarine. I find it's like a little bit of a blueberry nectarine type flavour at first. It's got a real burst of it, and then it dies down into more of a plum and red grape with like lovely citrus, limey undertones to it, and it's just beautiful. It's a lovely coffee to roast as well, because it just takes heat so easily. You don't have to worry about it too much. I've put this through a commercial roaster, a Ep.4. We've roasted it on, doing a 6 kilo batch through there, and it just behaves beautifully. It's so easy to roast. We've done that to, I think it was a 14% development even. So that was about 1:15 development from first crack. I've also tried this in the popcorn roaster. I think with the popcorn roaster, because you can't control the heat quite as much, it generally just has like a big burst of flavour and then dies off fairly quick, but you're left with a lovely like subtle citrusy orangey flavour to finish with. So, you know, if you do end up roasting this, or if you have roasted this before from buying it from the website or in a taster packs or anything, let me know how you found roasting it and what you've been roasting it on, because I always get really intrigued with how people are getting different flavour profiles from their methods of roasting and what actual equipment they're roasting on as well, because they all give different flavour profiles to it. So yes, this month's What to Crack is the Ethiopian Yirgacheffe Dumerso Natural. It's a beautiful coffee. It's definitely one of the best natural coffees I've had for a long time, and I love it. I love it so much. And like I said, it's got a really special place for me. It's what started everything, really, for me in specialty coffee. Yeah. Oh, love it. I just love talking about it. It's great. So, moving on for the rest of the month, I also wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you about Q grading. So next week I'm actually away all week down in London. I'm going to be stuck in Shoreditch from Saturday till Sunday, this Saturday until the following Sunday, which is the 12th. So I won't be back in the office or the warehouse until the 13th to get orders out, unfortunately. But I am down there because I'm assisting on the running of a course on the Q grader course. So I've been doing this for at least most of this year, to be honest now, where I've been working with Mike Riley, who used to be the head of Falcon Speciality. He still works with Falcon Speciality, also runs a lovely tea company called Storm Tea, so if you're looking for any teas, I'd recommend going to look for Storm Tea. But Mike Riley runs a lot of the UK Q grade courses. So if you're kind of unaware of what Q grade is, or if you've heard of it and not too sure what happens, the Q grader course is a certificate run by CQI, which is the Coffee Quality Institute, and it's kind of regarded as one of the top certifications that you can get in coffee quality. So to become a Q grader, you have to have a lot of experience in tasting to begin with. Once you're kind of comfortable with your ability to taste, then you can go and do the Q course. The Q course costs £2,000. So it's a high price tag to it, but for that £2,000 you have a 6-day course where you do 4 days of training and 3 days of, no, it's a 7-day course, no, 6-day course. You do 3 days of training and 3 days of exams. And the whole point of it is to make sure that you as a taster are calibrated. So it's less about your skills as a cup taster to be able to go, okay, I can taste this really well. It's your skills as a cup taster to be able to go, I can taste this well and I can score it in a calibrated way. So everybody who passes the Q course, who is Q certified, should be calibrated with every other Q grader in the world. So whether you're somebody in Houston, Texas, if you're in Ireland or in Rwanda, every one of those Q graders should be able to score the exact same coffee the exact same way. And that's the whole point of it, and that's why it's actually quite a difficult course. It's, on our part running it, it's quite difficult. It's mentally and physically absolutely shattering. By the end of it, the last Q course that we ran up in Edinburgh was very difficult. I think that was it was actually quite an emotional course to run as well for us, because we had some friends and colleagues that we've worked with before as well doing that course, and that was quite difficult because I think a quarter of the course passed. Out of 8 people, only 3 of them passed, 2 or 3 passed. We did a calibration course last month as well, because every 3 years you have to be recalibrated for your Q certificate, and out of the calibration I think half of them passed. So you have to either go recalibrate, or if you fail quite badly then your Q grade certificate is just taken away from you. So it's a very intense course. So yes, if you can pass the Q course, it's incredible and well done to you. Whether it is worth you actually doing is a different question, however, because I find it's kind of whether you're going to get the benefit for your business. You know, for me, taking the Q course, it would be beneficial. I haven't done my Q course personally yet. I know I'm Q calibrated because I have to be calibrated to actually help run the courses and stuff. I'm just not Q certified. For me, it would be beneficial, I think, as a consultant, and for Total Roaster, I think it would be beneficial. So when I can afford it, or when Total Roaster can afford it, I'll probably go do my Q course and it'll be great. However, if you're running a roastery, I think it depends on how you're going to use the Q grader certificate. You know, if you're going to use it for marketing, sure, but you know, half the consumers out there probably haven't got a clue what a Q grader is, and you have to spend some time explaining it and such. So I think you have to weigh up what the benefit for you and your business is for it. However, if you can do it and you've got the finances to do it, I recommend doing it, because you will learn a hell of a lot and it's an incredible course to go and do. Or if you think, you know, you want some training before that, before actually going and doing the Q. There's also the SCA sensory courses, so you've got foundation through to professional SCA sensory courses, which are also really, really good. If you can get up to SCA sensory professional, it's like the SCA equivalent of Q grade, really. I would love to go and do the SCA sensory professional course, because I think it's got a lot of transferable, like, workable skills in that. I'm not saying the Q grading doesn't, but you learn a lot more kind of statistical and analytical work through it. So other things to consider, stuff like that. You know, if you don't want to spend £2 on this course, you've got that money to spend on other courses as well, which would be beneficial. So yes, next week I will be away from this Saturday till Monday the 13th. So the next lot of orders I'll be getting out will be on Monday the 13th. If that's cool, please and thank you. Yeah, that's all I had to talk about for this. So yeah, Q grade, look into it, it's cool. Ethiopia Yirgacheffe Dumerso is the What's the Crack coffee. It's great. As usual, you'll have the What's the Crack discount code on this. Will be 10% off using crack10. And let me know how you go about roasting it. You know, if you do end up buying it, and please tell me how it goes. And you know, please use the roast review service as well. I've had quite a few roasts coming in the last few months, and it's been great to give feedback to people and see roasts improving as well, which is always, you know, it's the best part of it, really, to see you guys and how your roasting is developing and everything. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.